Welcome again, episode 9, is it now? Yes.
Yeah.
Episode 9, and we are very pleased to have Jodie Evans join us from Venice Beach in California, not freeze your ass off Sydney, Australia. And she's going to be talking to us about her conversion on the road to Damascus, when she suddenly realised that maybe the world would be better off if China stopped bombing everybody and killing billions of people.
You mean America?
Sorry, America. What did I say?
You said China.
China. Sorry. Oh, fuck no. China hadn't bombed anybody. Sorry. Slip of the tongue.
That's exactly right. China hasn't bombed anyone, but the Americans
That is
bomb
correct.
people all the day.
Yes, but I'm white. I keep on having this unconscious desire to justify white supremacism. It just won't. I won't purge me out of my system. You know what I mean? And the guy came to Australia thinking America could do no wrong. Like Elvis Presley, tits and ass. Marilyn Monroe. What was there not to like? I've been to Venice Beach. Look, sign me up. But they're not realizing, of course, that it was all done on the same basis of the Roman Empire and slaving half the world. But that took a while to drop. It really took a while to drop. And funnily enough, it's funny how Code Pink concentrates on the anti-imperialist message, because even though I came from the deserts of the Middle East, it still hadn't hit me that at the bottom of it all, that these wars, were a part of the white design. Like it wasn't just an accidental bump in the night that we woke up one day and we're getting bombed, and because someone got pissed off with something. That's not what was happening. Because you step back and you see the pattern, you go, no, like this is all wrong, and that leads us to our question about China now, because we set up the channel a few months ago, which is going gangbusters, really preparing for the time that all the wars on terror and all the imperialist wars of 100 times over a million are ultimately leading to the big encounter with what it concedes to be its biggest peer competitor, as they put it, China. And don't forget, Australia is the white lackey on the pointy end of that. So we are shitting ourselves, absolutely shitting ourselves. And I don't want to disturb the sunshine and the Point Break on Venice Beach, but I'm telling you, this is a time to rethink like you would not believe, and that's why we're talking to people like you that has similar conversions to the idea that no, not all is well with the world at all, and we're about to get the pointy end. Now, going back to China, there is a massive concerted media and ideological phalanx developed in the world, in the Western world, against China, and basically, I would say, more generalised against the BRICS as a whole, right? Because
Really?
Oh yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah. Because look at all the countries that it particularly targets. It's all the mainstays of the resistance against American hegemony, and they are, of course, at their core, China, Iran, and Russia. They are the things that have to be taken down, and that process starts really to get hot in 2014 with the regime change in Ukraine, and then followed up very quickly, not so quickly, with the Ukrainian war, of course, and on the on the on the heels of that, and the Putin unexpected in terms of the West. I didn't see it coming. The routing of Western forces in the Ukraine by Russia by itself. No one expected this. Not even the Russians could believe that they could take on all of NATO and just wipe them off the face of the map and deplete them of their resources and stuff. And if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have had.
So what I want to say is that's because people don't reflect.
I agree.
The United States has not won a war.
Yes. Go on.
I mean, because it didn't win World War II. Many other forces were playing.
Jodie, you're just singing my style. Terrific. Go on. I haven't heard from an American before ever. Could you say that again in your American accent, please? Honestly, this is breaking news.
So,
this is going to go viral.
You look at every war, they lose every war.
Yes, go on.
But they run away with the bank. So,
They
it's
ran away
not
with
that
the what?
the bank,
Bank.
you
The
know,
bucks.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
we go.
yeah.
So
Oh, you
they
understand
get the
bucks.
bucks.
Yeah, yeah, you understand bucks in freedom of
So
speech.
let
Okay,
me
yeah.
just say how much money and how much ownership
Go on.
has the United States been able to grab out of Ukraine
Yeah.
while not agreeing to a peace agreement, while causing, a coup, while fomenting what this moment is?
Go on.
They are running away again.
Yeah.
So I just say it's like people are surprised because they don't pay attention.
Yes.
And they're dumbed down. They're dumbed down by a lot of propaganda. They're
Yeah.
pitted against each other in really um, shallow ways, and nobody really studies history. Nobody remembers what happens, and then people get to pretend that they're surprised. They're just the ignorance is it's not really ignorance because they know.
I've never heard anyone with an American accent say this, by the way, ever. Mind you, you don't hear a lot of people with an Australian accent even saying it. I'm like, no, this is really
Well,
refreshing. Good
it
on you,
must be
God.
your first Code Pink person to talk to
Yeah,
then.
of course. No, 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 no. Sign me up. No, no. This is going to be fun. This is going to be just so fun. Well, it's better been than being called a pinko bolshy bastard. All right, which is a good thing. Now, with the
Well, since wait,
yeah,
you told where it was from,
yes,
but since we're in Australia and it's not, I work in the belly of the beast, the United
yes,
States
yes,
Empire.
yes, yes,
I just want to explain, like, I am the co-founder of Code Pink,
yes.
but I want to explain what that
Yeah,
is.
please do.
So,
Yes.
Code Pink was started 23 years ago when
Wow.
Bush was frightening the American people into a war on an innocent country,
The
Iraq.
war on terror.
And
Yep.
he was using color-coded alerts.
Yes.
Every day he would say, "Oh, it's yellow, it's red, be
Yeah.
afraid, be
Yes.
afraid, be
Yep.
afraid. Terror is coming, be afraid."
Yep. Yep.
And so we called Code Pink
Yes.
for peace
Oh, I
in the
see. That's
face
what
of this.
I was wondering about the color. Okay, okay.
So,
I thought it was something gay.
so
All right. Yeah,
Code
yeah.
Pink, peace and love. Pink. Also,
Yeah.
it's Code Pink, women for peace. So it's
Yes, yes,
feminine.
yes, yes, yes.
Um,
Go on.
Gloria Steinem said we rescued a color. Back then, there was no pink.
Yep.
So it was a bunch of us showed up at the White House in Congress, and we disrupted everything that was moving forward on this war to Iraq.
God,
Now, we
wow.
weren't able to stop the war, but we disrupted every day, and
Oh,
we
good on
still
you.
disrupt Congress every
Good
day
on you.
for 23 years.
How many of you?
We're even a verb that the New York Times has used that they've been code pinked. So every president, no matter what party they're from, every member of Congress,
you've,
no matter what party
oh,
they're
God
from,
bless you. You've entered the political lexicon.
and I've been arrested more than 100 times.
Oh, you've
So
unreconstructed pinko. Actually, you've redefined the word pinko for that matter. No, mate, that's great. No, no, no.
that's been said.
Talk about branding. You've done an excellent job. That's great. Good on you. So you have your badge of courage. You've been arrested. You've had your ass kicked. So you've got skin in the game. How many of you are there? How many is it?
We have about 250,000 people who
Shit,
engage with us
you're
in some
kidding.
form.
A quarter of a
Yeah,
million people.
yeah. Across the world, by the way, we have some people in Australia.
Oh no, you can't tell me. Australia's going pico. I don't believe this. No, no, no. We have a saying that was invented in '68, all the way with LBJ, right? Like no matter what America does, it's fine by us. We'll do the killing for them.
I
We'll
know
suck
we
their.
know that about you.
No, we'll suck their cock. Don't you
But
worry.
like every country, there are some really good people.
Is that
So
right?
every
Is that
country,
right? You must
yeah.
introduce me to them. No, I've had it. I've had it with all the fucking. No, no, no. I've just had it. Because you've no idea how the media is so controlled here.
Oh, I want to say some of the Australians that I work with are some of the hardest working, most passionate. They all do it, with their free time. They're brilliant, great researchers. I mean, I don't know if you know Mike Smith, but like
No.
super smart and really well studied.
I'll
And,
look them up.
you know,
They're in Sydney
yeah,
or Melbourne?
I'll introduce you.
Okay.
But I just want to say, as with every country, there are people who see the facts.
Mm,
There are people who understand what is happening.
mm.
There are people who are very angry about it and want to engage intelligently, meaningfully, and strategically. So Australia has a few of those people too.
Even though we're white. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that's incredible. I thought it was a contradiction in terms. All right, I know. I know. I looked them up. I promise you. No, no, I really
Even
will
though
do
you're
this.
part of the Five Eyes.
Oh, I know. Oh, thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing. Oh, Australians are so. And what about the AUKUS thing? Tell me about your position on that.
Well, of course, we are, these creations
Hmm.
are to drive war.
Yes.
They are creations to drive war.
Jesus Christ.
And you mentioned BRICS earlier.
Hmm.
BRICS is the creation to drive peace.
Thank you.
And those who
I can't
want to
believe
drive
this.
war
Yeah.
hate those who want to drive peace.
Jesus.
Matter of fact, in history, they get murdered, right? The Prince of
Yes,
Peace,
yes. Well, they're still
Jesus,
doing that now. That's
Gandhi.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
No, 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 no,
They're
no.
doing, what about all the Palestinians who live in
Mm,
a peace economy?
that's right.
And
Yep.
if you are, or the, Yemen, or, the
Yes.
people who want to live
Oh,
in peace.
yep. One of the stickers that I saw was my Palestinian. I've been adopted by a Palestinian family that reckons I'm a Palestinian, but I didn't know it. And one of the stickers was, can you see my fingers like this crossed?
Yeah.
The sticker is just this, and it just says, wish I that you had a friend like Yemen. That's what it says.
Yes, yes, yes,
Wish I,
yes,
even their English,
yes,
it's Palestinian, wish
yes.
I that you had a friend like Yemen. And I thought, what's this? And of course, they're the only ones that stick their necks out no matter what. They get to bomb the
Yeah.
shit out of them. They're
Yeah.
facing their own genocide,
Well,
and they
it's
won't
the
let
only
up.
way we're all going to survive is if we stick out our necks for each other.
Oh,
And we know that for the Holocaust. We
yes,
know.
yes.
So, what people forget is
Mm,
that the Nazis didn't start out putting people in ovens. That violence and horror and insanity,
mm,
it feeds on the increase of it. It's just like it's a drug, and it
mm,
has to keep increasing, no different than any other addiction.
yes.
And so it's just like, what's the heightened, most
Mm,
horrible thing you can do to make you feel strong
yeah.
because you feel so weak inside?
Mm, 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 mm.
So so these things, they heighten and heighten until everything is eaten up unless
Yes.
you can stop it. So if you don't think that all those weapons that have been used against Palestine for all these decades that have been practiced
Mm.
on the Palestinian people, and
From here, just on that, we're seeing a period of exactly that heightening under the Trump administrations. If anything is guaranteed to divide Americans against each other, is policies like this. It's so obvious. That's why I was surprised that you reacted to my comment about the internal divisions of America, because I've never seen it like this, even when I'm traveling through. But now it's been 20 years since I've been to America. But the reports I'm getting back, and the National Guard you know, going into California, the Newsom things, which we're hoping to have on the show very soon, by the way. Like, he's amazing. The Mandani election in New York, and threatening to be cut off. Look, I've never seen in America that is having signs of real features here. Like, this guy's putting it on steroids, and the migrants are to blame, the Mexicans are to blame, China's to blame, every prick under the sun is to blame. Vote for me and I'll do it right. You know what I mean? And in the
well, I
end,
think that is just old school US. I mean, you're surprised. I live here, so
yeah,
that's how it works here. Hate the other person is the structure that we live inside of, and it's been that way for a very long
oh,
time.
mate,
And the drive to hate
yeah,
and the use of hate and lies to control. Yes. If I think, I'm 71, so I've been able to watch, over 55 years because I
honey,
started
I'm
engaging.
75, and you're making me look bad. Okay, you're just making me fucking
But
look
I've been,
bad.
yes, I've been watching it, but there's always been a pitting against. That is the pitting against is the root of the United States. It's the
Oh, what
genocide of
a
the
terrible
indigenous
thing to say.
people.
Oh,
It's the
Jesus.
slavery of the black people.
Oh,
It's
God.
so
Oh.
pitting against
Well, just say it
is
like it.
the
Just say it
identity
like
of
it
the
is, why
United
don't you? Well, that's terrible. No, Australia has tried very hard, for all its other faults and its imperialist lackey status, because we've always been at the behest of one empire or another. It has tried quite hard to avoid that. It has really tried. In terms of multiculturalism, it's better than most. Let me just put it that way. Anybody that sticks their necks out, sounding the slightest bit racist, is not. It's not. You know, it's not on. But not. It's not. We still have the highest. Black incarceration rate. Like there's still massive problems. I'm not. I'm not dodging that. And our imperial history is nothing to be proud of either. However, on that front, I think we're doing a shitload better than most, and also with social services and medical health care and all that sort of stuff as a social democracy, we've done as well as could be reasonably expected in a modern world that's kicking ass all over the world to pay for it, which brings me to you. Um, the Just on that, and let's just talk about the shifts in the world, as we said. Um, on a grander scale, if you look at the world convulsing into a new form of international governance, there is now recognisably a sidelining and a surpassing of the period of US hegemony. And we've seen America now turned on its allies. We've seen divisions in Europe. We've seen the collapse of all of the fronts of war, both in Europe and the Middle East. And we're preparing for another collapse again, if it ever dares to even sneeze at China. And don't forget, we're shitting ourselves because we know we're going to be at the pointy end of that unless we do something about it, quick, smart. And it's one of the reasons for stretching out through this channel, at least to people all over the world that see things similarly, because I think that somehow getting some form of network that is global to resist that is absolutely essential. Actually, we can't do anything else. We don't have our own aircraft carriers. Simple.
Well, so I think what you're saying is really important because we've gone through this period of time. I think it kind of happened around Reagan. Um, I would say in the United States, the roots of it go back to the murder of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and many of the Black Panther leaders. Mm-hmm. And so that, and also just the U.S. erosion of anyone standing for socialism, the erosion of unions, the murdering literally of union leaders, the murdering of socialist leaders in in Africa and mm-hmm. in Latin America, mm-hmm. So that happens, and then you have Reagan come in.
Yes.
And it's that we have this like turning where all of a sudden people forgot about people power and they turned to telling power what to do. And I can't exactly say how that happened. I would say technology had a lot to do with it. All that collectivism, people not going in the streets as much, thinking they could just sign a petition. Even the mindset was very strong. Like, if I just sign a petition, you should do what I want. And voting, I ran a presidential campaign in 1992 at one issue. If you don't take money out of politics, it doesn't matter what you stand for, money will win.
Yes.
So
really? That was the only issue. Good on you. That's incredible. Go on.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
And we were like winning against Clinton, and then he like started lying, and
presidents lie.
So it was after that campaign, I left the Democratic Party, and I said, "Oh, the empire is dying. It'll probably take 75 years like Rome, but it's happening faster than I expected."
Me too.
So,
me too. Go on. No. This is music to
but I want to say, here is something that has happened.
Yes.
Is people forgot they are the power.
Whoa.
And it's really what you're speaking to. Mm-hmm. these people in power could not be more stupid. I mean, the people that hold power right now are so stupid. And what's really embarrassing, and I'm not a fan of anyone in power, by the way, because nobody's really rocking my
You're
socks.
not a pinko, mate. You're an
But,
anarchist. You don't like anyone
but,
in power. Oh, and you're
but,
previous hard-working maniacs. Go on, yeah, go on.
okay. Hardworking me. I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, there are a few people I like. Okay, so there's
yeah.
a few people I
Go,
like,
go,
but
go,
not
go on.
not not many.
Yeah.
But still, it
Mm,
doesn't matter if I like the person in power.
mm,
I am still responsible as a citizen
yeah.
to be a citizen, to build the culture wherever I live that, like you said, is committed to peace,
Yes.
is committed to the neighbor.
Yes.
That's my job.
Yes.
And that's my job to also call out my leader
Yes.
if they are failing to do that job,
Yes.
if they are failing to hold the people that pay their salary in care.
Mm.
So, I mean, I just want to say, like, we've been working, Trump, ICE picked up a mother, took her to, she was a Venezuelan refugee, and they took her to El Salvador. They left her 2-year-old child behind.
You're kidding.
And, we've been working to get the child out of child services. And finally, she gets out of El Salvador, the child gets to Venezuela. And what do you see? You see Maduro holding her and the child. And I'm like, I want a socialist government where the leader cares about the people. I mean, what a picture was that? Like, it wasn't the United States hasn't gotten people out of El Salvador. Maduro got people out of El Salvador. So, I mean, just it's like, what mattered to everyone in that country was that these two people would be protected. And that's so we've forgotten. So, in the sense of, like, when you see what's happening to Palestine, when you see what's happening to someone else, you stand up and speak up. And I say all this to go back to the Yemeni. The Yemeni are it. They are modeling what is it to be a citizen of the world.
Even
What
they're getting
is it?
genocidally wiped out as we speak.
Exactly. With the week, there's like less money
and they're
than
prepared to
anyone
pay
else.
the price. They're prepared to pay the
And
price.
they will pay the price.
Forever,
And
that's
they
right.
know they will pay the price. But that doesn't matter.
Yes.
That doesn't matter.
Yes.
Because when you are a citizen of the world,
Yes.
you stand up for each other. Because if you do not, it doesn't matter. And you will die miserably. And you will watch others die miserably.
There's a simple saying: in as much as you do it to one of us, you do it to all of us. It's that simple.
Yes.
You don't need.
Yes.
You don't need to write a thesis. It is
No.
simple. If they do it to one of you, they're doing it to all of you. In fact, they're doing it to one of you in order to fucking shut you up and sign up. In fact, unless you support them, you get arrested 100 times. I know this American chicken in Venice Beach that's been arrested 100 times. You believe this? At least mate, you humble me. Like, oh, good on you, sweetheart, good on you.
Well, I want to say, I want to also say that when I've been in Iran and I've met with the women there, and they've been to jail 6 times, and I was like, I have not been arrested like that. There are way, way, way more courageous and badass women in the world than we can ever be in the United States, because it never is quite what it's like in some other places. So I just, it's getting arrested in DC is NBD, it's.
Well, just on that, let's just get to the pointy end. Does your movement support Iran?
Pardon?
Does your movement support Iran? Because that is
we support peace.
Yes, I know. But in your support for peace, do you support Iran as being the biggest axis of resistance to stop the genocide?
We don't. We support peace.
Yes, I know. But if the
so when you say so here's the thing.
Yeah.
We try to help people be in relationship to what they actually are in relationship with. I don't live in Iran. Iran could give a crap what I have to say. They're not going to listen to me. My only task is to take on my government which is the greatest terrorist on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I live in this country. I was born in this country.
Mm.
I have the privileges this country gives.
Mm.
And my only task
Mm.
is to get in the way of this machinery. I don't talk about other countries. I don't worry. It's like, for me, it's like condemn Hamas. Well, it's like my job is to condemn the people where my tax dollars are being spent. That is my task as a citizen.
I understand
And
that.
to do what I can from where I am to get in the way of imperialist, colonialist violence.
Yeah.
And so that's what I do. So when we didn't stop the war in Iraq, Medea and I wrote a book, Stop the Next War Now, which is about stopping the war on Iran.
It's coming.
So we have worked for 22 years to stop the war in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
And that means we've been to Iran many times. We've stopped many bills going through that were going to be acts of war over the last 22 years.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes. So we bring voices
no, we don't
from
hear
Iran
anything about the victories. We just
because they don't want to let you know.
No. That's why I've got
But you know what? You know who always covers it when it happens?
What?
Fox News.
Oh, don't be! You're being ridiculous. What?
No, I'm not.
You're more likely to get a fair shake of
The
the
mainstream media works for the empire. But when we do things like that, Fox News loves to tell that story.
Oh, please explain. You're bowling me.
Well, look at Fox News right now. We are not watching in mainstream U.S. media anyone talk about the violent deaths of a 20-year-old Saif U.S. citizen in the West Bank who was murdered.
We've heard about that.
Murdered.
Yes.
Do you know where you hear about it? On Fox News.
Why? How does that work? It's the most right-wing organisation in the country.
But there's Christians.
Yes.
There are things.
Oh, that's going to save us. What do you mean they're Christians? Crusaders? Well, and it's the Christian right that's even worse than the fucking Zionists. I'm not understanding you. Sorry, I've got a problem ideologically here. Fox News, you're more likely to get a fair shake out of. That is the most right-wing channel, but tells it like it is better than the mainstream.
Right now in the U.S., who you're hearing from are right-wing, the most right-wing. Now, I don't agree with any of these people. I just want you to know what is happening. Right-wing members of Congress and the Senate are speaking out against this. And do you know what else they're speaking out against? They're speaking out against the starvation of Palestinians.
The right-wingers.
Yeah.
What, they're human? What? Who would have thought?
I'm not gonna leap to that conclusion.
Let's not go. Okay, let's not gild the lily, shall we? Because we've got them here too, by the way.
Do you mean like right-wing personalities?
No.
Well, I mean, certainly right-wing personalities are against war, and there's many of them that are against war. Certainly around Ukraine, right-wing does not like seeing their money, the money that belongs in the United States, go to other countries. So it's not like for the best reasons. But
in fact, that's what Trump promised, and he's doing the opposite.
Right.
Well, just on that,
I would say there's many splits in the MAGA movement right now.
Okay.
Just on that, we are at a complete loss working out any consistent narrative that joins all of Trump's dots. Every second statement is contradictory. It's just bamboo.
Well, that's his game.
Yes, but in the end, it's got to have some modus operandi. In the end, there's got to be some. No. What do you mean no? Just a loose cannon. I think I'll shoot this one off.
Why does it have? I mean, like that's how he uses everyone. I mean, certainly the many leaders in the world know he can't be. I mean, this is definitely why you see why is BRICS being able to grow like this? Because certainly the leaders of the world see the United States cannot be trusted. If we're going to elect a Trump, who's going to support, the Bolsonaros and by the way, Bolsonaro now has an ankle bracelet. He's under arrest.
Oh, is he? Oh, I'm sorry.
Today
I'm
he got
so
an
sorry
ankle
to hear. Oh, they're
bracelet.
not castanets. Oh, dear, I missed that.
So
Is that
we'll
right?
talk.
Oh, by the way,
And also,
you know that Trump just wrote his eulogy. That his best mate. He was having a go at Lula for not liking him. Go on, continue.
so it's like Trump is a game. For him, it's a game. It is a circus. It is meant to distract us. It could be we don't get distracted by the circus of Trump. We're working every day to build a movement of people who are strategic, committed. We looked at, okay, how did we get here? We got here by toxic waste dump of lies, manipulation, and distortion. Nobody even knows what the truth is anymore or how to even think about it. Yeah. And then we got here because there's no accountability and no responsibility. So we work on all those three areas by, first of all, like telling the truth as much as we can. We look at power. It's like, we're not going to change that. It's like, it serves the empire. The empire is ugly. They put their hand on a Bible to serve the empire, a very ugly empire for a very long time. So what we do is know that we are the people power. We are building a movement that gets in their way, that shines a light on them. My partner, Medea Benjamin, she has her camera out on them every day in Congress, letting people know, really, you're going to ask this hateful person to do the right thing? Pay attention. This person is hateful, dumb, shallow, meaningless.
Okay, not to dampen the light on the hill, but what other organisations like yours are there that are as fervent as you are?
That are as what?
Fervent. In other words, are there other co-pinks in Australia of networks that are against the empire?
Oh yes, there's many. We have many. We have a whole coalition. Many people. Are you kidding?
No, well, no. I want to know about it. We mate, speak to me as I'm a dumbass. We know nothing. We get to know nothing. We're like mushrooms here in the dark. Okay. There's a lot of coalitions. Tell me about the size of them, how many of them, what proportion of the population. Break the monolith that America's just this monolith all going down with the ship. Go on.
Well, I would say that a large majority of young people have been left out of the story that is the United States of America.
Go on.
And when you're left out of the story and you're not sucking at the tit of the machine,
yes,
you can see it very clearly.
Yes.
And so they see it very clearly. When you watch what happened to the encampments and you're in college, it is very clear to you that nobody is there for you. If you are poor and you're not getting your services, you are very clear that no one is here to save you. So the whole idea of what the United States is, maybe 20% of America is sucking at that tit and getting in that little bubble.
Yes.
But let me tell you, half of the United States is one paycheck away from a really bad life.
Yes, yes. Go on.
I think it's 50 million are food insecure. So when you talk about division, I think that's the more serious thing than the division. So the division's always here. The racism is always here. White supremacy is always here. But the level of eroding of the fabric of society, of the fabric that is supposed to be there for you, that is what is there. And when you have that, and then people are awake and they want to learn, and people are so hungry. Right now, we have 5,000 people in our summer school of socialism. We have 1,000 people in our summer school for feminism. We have socialist schools. I mean, I don't know. I can't keep up with how many socialist schools there are out there. How many socialist organizations are out there? People are seeing very clearly that without socialism, we are all doomed. That's, people have been to Cuba.
And I guess what percentage of the American population would think as you do? I'm sorry to put you on the spot because I'd hate to answer that myself. Come on. I know it's hard. But you're the first person we've had on that is, putting the light on the resistance in America, because it doesn't get any airtime at all. So please forgive my inane questions.
Well, but that's the reason is because no media will cover us. Nobody
you've
will
covered
talk about us. No,
Okay,
yes.
give me a
So
number.
just we are in the sinews, but I would say it's a bigger number than you think. And I think we saw.
I talk about ducking.
Okay.
Which say 20%.
Okay. No. I'm going to tell you why.
Right, go on, yeah.
Because if you look at what happened in New York City,
Yes, go on. Yeah, great. Go on, yes.
Okay. So it's there.
Yes.
Ready to be called on.
That's what I've been saying
and
for 3
when
years.
It is called on, it is ready to fight.
Good on you.
Okay.
That's right.
So there we go. And let me just tell you, his campaign. This was not his campaign that won. It was the many organizations on the ground. They were the volunteers. They made it happen. His campaign did not make it happen. It was all these leadership.
Jodie, I knew this, and that's what motivated me about those questions to do about the brother. I already suspected this. By the way, it's the same here. It's silent. It's buried, but I've known for 5 years on the radio waves that why aren't the lights lining up wanting to hang me at the local?
But you've got to give them a purpose, and they will show up
and a trigger and something.
Rats out of the cellar, man.
And it is mainly the younger generation also. People my age, I've virtually stopped talking to them. It's impossible, and I'm glad you're under 30. Look, no, it's really doing me good. It's doing me good. Honestly, my generation, especially if they're white, actually both sexes, they have been sucking on the teat of the benefits of imperialism for so long that they think the world has been at peace. They think, oh no, my backyard's getting lawned. Well, what the fuck are you talking about? This American ascendancy, the rules-based order is what's providing me everything. What is your story? What are you smoking? And then I get you going from Venice Beach. Oh, no, we're fucked. And she's white and she's over 30. Yeah, throw the jaffers down the aisle, if you get my drift. No, this is fine. Okay, let's move to broader political questions. The prospect of American secession of any of the states. Like, I know there's a movement to join.
No. That's not happening.
So California will never become a part of a Canadian nexus or anything like that. No, just put it on the record. Also, Trump's idea of rejecting New York from the Union is also not on the cards.
Look, it's all talk.
Is it?
The what that's going to look like in making that happen, that mountain is very, very high.
Oh, of course
you will know it when it starts to happen, but right now it's just a lot of talk. That for that to happen is a lot of dead people. So,
yes. Of course it will. I say this because what is inevitable for us is that as the West declines rapidly, and it seems to be doing everything it can to accelerate that collapse rather than do anything about it because it's so unpalatable, is that it will cause immense social divisions. Huge. Because at the root of it all, you've got to basically reinvent your identity. You just got to drop all this white supremacist superpower shit and start.
Okay, wait. So I wanted. Okay. So during the Obama years, he basically eviscerated the peace movement. Everybody thinks he's going to be amazing, and instead he's like a warmonger, right? And so, we're working hard to take the military budget down, and he's like murdering people with drones. And I'm like, I've been doing this for a long time, and this is like really hard. It's not. It feels like a steel wall. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And so what do I get? I get that we are not going to end war until we end the war economy. Capitalism. War just serves the war economy. The extractive, destructive, oppressive economy that is killing you, your community, and the planet. So me trying to end war while it's serving. So I was like, okay, if I look at what that funding of that is doing, global inequality, global climate change, the inevitability of fascism that it creates, and the coming AI, Well, because fascism and genocide, because fascism creates genocide.
Yes.
So I call that a tsunami. And if we look back in myth, how do you survive the flood? Is you build an ark. And so we created the ark, which is a peace economy.
What color
and
is
that's
it? What color is the ark?
No. It's a peace economy. The giving, sharing, caring, thriving, relational, resilient economy,
Yes.
without which none of us are alive. But we, like you said, sucking at the tit of the thing that's killing them, we have to understand that the war economy is killing all of us. Take ourselves away from it, because every single one of us is invested in it in some way. It creates addictions that hold us in check. We are slaves to the war economy. When you start practicing, the habits of peace again, you are creating a future. And right now, that is what is happening across the United States. We have tens of thousands of organizations. We have moved $2 billion to support it. It's Indigenous and Black farmers. It's mutual aid organizations. So the reason I'm here, the point of this story is when we started our mutual aid organization in LA, and I'm telling this story, 15 years ago, when people couldn't really see as clearly as they can see today. When we had the fires in LA, I want to let you know that underneath the scrim of stupidity that we live in as members of the empire, we are still all humans. And under there in our DNA, we know the peace economy habits are where joy is, where life is, and where we really all want to be. And it was so easy. It could have been horrible. But what happened, because we had the structure in place to hold, we had the communities in place to hold, we had the places to go to volunteer, the places to go to give, the places to go to learn and be connected. Instead of the shit show that you're talking about, it was beautiful. And it was rich people, and it was poor people, and it was Black people, and it was white people. And it was, I'm not saying it was all perfect. There's there's a bunch of dumb people. But the most important thing is that over 50% of the people got the peace economy by osmosis. The 100 monkey thing is like, once everybody's doing it, people just started to do it. It became natural, because I think it is natural to who we are. It is how human life has survived for millennia, is peace economy habits. And it is a very short time, the capitalism, it's the habits that we live with, the addictions to what we live with now are the worst they've ever been. It's on steroids bad. And we've got technology that's made it bad. We have AI that's making it worse, but we are still human beings. Every single one of us. And if we know that, if we believe that as a peace activist always does.
Yes. As you were talking, I was putting it through my my MAGA filter. I'm going, hold on, a lot of what she is saying right now is exactly what, in election mode, Trump promises. He promises to end the wars. He promises to placate and answer those concerns of a broad cross-section, right and left, within America. I get that. I say, well, what is the difference? And for that, we've got to go into the realms of ideology. You say that, and I'm really glad you used the particular example that you did about people power and community cohesion, answering these catastrophic events right in the face of state failure, basically, which is what your position is. Now, and therein lies the difference. At no time does the right solution even mention social cohesion and people power together, providing for the liberation and really to intervene to save people even from national catastrophe, let alone bombings. Whereas the right says, no, you still depend on the state, and you keep on sucking on this tit, we'll bomb you, or arrest you 100 times for that matter. So,
well, I mean, but it is the right that has eroded the state at the same time, and that Trump is eroding the state in ways that are unfathomable.
Go on.
Unfathomable.
Go on.
What is happening will take generations to rebuild. So it is unfathomable what is happening.
But is this a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a horrible thing.
Why?
Because
Because until now,
you pay taxes.
Good.
You pay taxes for the state to show up for your needs.
No, you pay taxes to fuel a war machine.
Oh, well, you and I live in a...
And to kill all of the Labor leaders who oppose it. You don't pay taxes for anything to do with social services and free healthcare and infrastructure and the reindustrialization of America. The opposite is true. So why, my question to you, although it sounds a bit glib, is why wouldn't you celebrate the collapse of the state? I don't understand. The state is obviously your enemy. It's arrested you 100 times. You can't be a lover of the state. Any socialist understands that.
Well, I want a socialist state. I don't want a war economy state.
Yes, I understand.
And so I don't want a war economy state to survive. But what they are attacking are the very few socialist capacities that we have.
Yes.
So yes, no, I am always going to be against eroding anything that supports those who are most vulnerable in my community.
Yes,
so there are a few.
Jodie, please.
Yes.
Let's stay.
And why do we have them? It's because they had to put them in place.
Yes, no, I understand that. I'm fully 100%, mate. I'm loving you talking. Like, don't misunderstand my position. The thing that confuses me is this: that you, after 200 years, know that the Monroe Doctrine and the CIA, plans for the experiment with American hegemony, you know that the state is against you. So,
yes.
But you seem to think that some people power and protests and things are going to reform the state.
No.
If you can't reform it, surely you want its collapse.
Yes,
so you can, that's called a revolution, by the way.
I know, but I don't. It doesn't mean I'm going to agree with how Trump's doing it.
No. It's not about Trump. It's about every president doing it. You've even mentioned our favorite. Yeah. Even blank. We even have black presidents and saxophone playing whites. How good can this be with smoky looking daughters? Look, how good can this be? So we know that the state can't possibly be the solution. It is the enemy, right? So
you mean the United States state?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yes. I'm sorry. I don't mean state as in Texas.
But so
sorry,
let's just go back a bit. I understand that.
I must apologize. I'm a political philosopher. I use these concepts philosophically. My apologies.
I know. Okay, but there are other states that are functioning for people that are more socialist. But here's the thing.
Yes.
Right now, what Trump is doing is eroding. Yes, we're going to have to rebuild, but the things that are being eroded are going to hurt the lowest, the most in need. And so that's why we have to be building these peace economy locally to be there for each other, because we can see it already in disasters.
Yes, but
that we can see in disasters, no one is there.
We've covered that, and that's been quite a revolution for me. And I really hadn't thought of that. I should have, but like I said, with mushrooms, okay? I apologise for my dumbassness. However, come back to the main point. Trump or no Trump, because as far as we're concerned, throughout the whole world, not just Australia, is that it won't matter whether Trump goes, there'll be another Biden, another Obama. That in a sense, it doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter which party is in power. It doesn't matter whether you get a little tweaking on no taxes for some tips. Okay, while you've got 90% of America's population sharing 10% of the fucking wealth. Look, those things are going to just accelerate no matter what. So there's no use thinking that you're going to get the state somehow being amenable even I think we're even beyond another New Deal and another, FDR, kind of, for that matter. In which case, if you don't mind me saying, the world is rejoicing for the people of America in seeing the demolition of its greatest enemy, i.e., its state. Its state is what has impoverished it. Its state is what's deindustrialized it. Its state is what's there forever was. Its state that's caused the highest incarceration rates of anywhere in the world. All the things you have said, we're on board. I think the thing I don't get is you're still maintaining a faith that the American political system can be reformed and somehow the state can be turned into a power for good.
I do not. I do not.
Well, so in that case, I'm confused. So the only thing is to rejoice
because I was only describing what
Go
was
on, go
happening.
on,
I
yeah.
wasn't judging it.
Go
I
on,
was
go on,
describing what was happening. I wasn't judging it.
go on.
All I said was that Trump is eviscerating
Yes,
everything.
yes,
That was just a description.
yes,
It wasn't
I know.
a judgment.
Yes,
It wasn't a I'm for or against. It was like
no,
this is happening.
no. Forgive me for being cantankerous, but surely
Okay.
you will be celebrating this because it's accelerating the weakness of your greatest enemy. In a sense, Trump is doing our work for us. It has taken a sledgehammer to the efficacy of the state and making it much less effective. He's even taken to his own base, for God's sake. He's really, without meaning to be, in a sense, he's our greatest ally. He is doing what we could not possibly have achieved in a million years by ourselves. He is weakening.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Wow, that is an amazing thing. Mate, you're really playing with my head here, Jodie. We should do this again in a few months' time as the world. This is fantastic. I'll also look up your people for sure and get them on. This is great. Mind you, I've never heard anyone talk like you. Quite frankly, I'm sorry. No, I know a lot of Americans. You're a fucking outlier. But there's 250,000
No.
of you, and there's another so many millions that are. No, we need this. No, Jodie, just you being there, and moving your lips is worth something. No, I'm serious.
But okay, but you also, deciding to create a platform to have these conversations is worth something. It's why we need to keep talking because people have been dumbed down.
Yes.
And they react in ways that they have been conditioned to react.
Which is counterproductive.
And it is,
yeah.
which is what we're here for. We're here to say, wake up.
Jodie, I got it. But I understand you, and I really do. And you're really eloquent, even to a dumbass mushroom in Australia. No, I love it. No, and it's so simple.
I love mushrooms, by the way. Mushrooms
No.
are
I guess
what is going to take over is the mycelium revolution of all of us who believe in life and who serve life. That is what's building. It is global. It is beautiful. And let me tell you, I just want to share. I've been with a lot of folks that were in Russia for the BRICS meeting, and I've never seen so many happy people in a very long time.
In Russia, it's in Brazil.
Oh, no,
The previous
a
one.
bunch of the folks they were there for some anniversary.
Oh, no, that's different. No, that was the 20. I know that one.
Okay, so a bunch of them, they're working for the World Bank, and they're like part of, I never saw so many happy people. I just want to say,
wow.
I just want to say about the Five Eyes.
Apologist. Arrest her again.
Let me say.
Go on.
Well, let me say that, the Five Eyes are a very small group of white people who are very brutal and ugly and brutish.
Yes.
And these people who are Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and another 20 countries, including Indonesia and Malaysia.
That is correct.
They total like 3.5 billion people,
that is
right?
Correct. Yep, 55%.
And we're a very tiny, kind of brutish people that have lost our way. These people look at each other, they listen to each other, they believe in peace, they believe in a future, they believe in kindness, they believe in such beautiful stories. And we don't have those stories. So I just want to say, when anybody wants to feel good, like watch one of those panels they do. They're really amazing.
I've been brought up on them. I know, mate, we come from the same pod, but I love hearing it in an American accent. I've never heard it. I'm sorry. I really am sorry. Even my mates in America do not speak like you. This is incredible. No. Thank you so much, because it really.
Well, I get attacked a lot for it, so it's
not why shouldn't you? You, what a commie bitch. Oh no, I can imagine. Oh honey, well they'd hate you. Oh, I've been disappointed so many times. Like when Asio Cortez first came on, I thought, oh no, you've got a spunk saying the right things. Sign me up. Off we go. And then we got a Muslim woman, and then they turn into a sort of neoliberal apparatus. You go, oh fuck, no, I've been conned again. No, girl, no, this is.
Well, just remember that they have to put their hand on whatever religious document it is they believe in and swear their oaths to the empire. So I remind everyone, please don't be surprised. Please let it just constantly remind you that they're, in the end, can't be on your side. It's like they're on the side of the empire. And as much as they believe they're not, and they want to not be, and they think they're, inside the belly of the beast.
All right, let me move on a bit because time's running out. The coming war, with the coming stash of China, and everyone in Congress, without exception, and everyone in the business cycles, not only admits it, they're proud of the fact that in the end, that's the end game, because that's what they call a pure figure. Now, we've had a lot of heavy hitters on our show. Larry Johnson, for instance, who you probably know, the CIA analyst. And he was fantastic. And I love the fact that it was my people had someone like him saying these things in an American accent again. He didn't look as pretty as you, but fucking hell, this ugly lad was like, I'm going, what the fuck? No, the empire is not monolithic. We've got a chance here. Hello. And I said, okay, we're now stuck at the end of fucking nowhere. What the fuck do we do? I got you. You got us. And all he said, well, you've got to just grow a pair of fucking balls, mate. But I'm saying it in Australian. Sorry for the politically unsound, just got a bit of dignity, please. Just start standing up for yourselves. What the fuck? In fact, he says the other thing that I'm saying to you, by the way, you're the first person with an Australian accent that I've ever. I was talking to Scott Beater, he says, and shit, there's an Australian that can spell. Like what? This guy's all right. They've never had anyone just talk about the world situation in any reasonable way. Like, it's all dumb fuck stuff. Everything that you've just said about, the mainstream stuff.
Well, come on, Jeffrey Sachs does a pretty good job.
Oh, Jeffrey. Now, there's another one, Road to Damascus again. He was a part of the empire. Do you know? His history.
But yeah, because he, it's like when you're there for the right reasons and you watch what happens out of those reasons, it's every whistleblower. I mean, I made the film about Ellsberg because I was in Iraq, before we went to the war on them. And I needed a whistleblower to tell what was happening. And I was like, Daniel, we haven't had a whistleblower since you. We need to do a movie about you so people remember. And, Daniel went to, so we made the movie, got nominated for an Oscar. And Daniel went to Russia to see Ed Snowden. And he came back and he told me, when he saw Ed grabbed him by the shoulders and said, when I saw Most Dangerous Men in America, I had the courage to do what I did. So if we are true believers in humanity, in what is beautiful about each one of us, in that we all deserve dignity and to be respected, if that is where we come from, we will be dragged in by the hooks that are thrown out there for us, and we will learn from that hook. It will take us into power and teach us something about it. It will teach us something about the hook that hooked us. I mean, and then when we find our way back out, because the values are always there, we will have an important story to tell, and we will be fierce about it. Daniel Ellsberg died telling the truth and still fighting against the empire.